It's 11 trivia questions on before and after, just like they do on Wheel of Fortune. We're going to combine 2 clues with 2 answers that kind of meet in the middle. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be? And welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Thanks so much for checking out this show. If you like trivia, you're in the right place, and you can always find out more about me by going to the website, triviawithbuds.com. In the process of redesigning it, making it easier to use and click around, and simpler to navigate. So if you are looking for info on how to book me for a party, or you're looking for sample trivia questions, or you just want to watch some videos of me in action, you'll be able to do that a lot easier by going to triviawithbuds.com anytime after February. I'm using Wix.com to redesign the website. Wix has been my website builder and hoster for since I started the company, and it has done me well. Let me tell you. People always ask me, like, what'd you build your website with? And I always tell them Wix, and not because Wix pays me to do that, because they don't. I've actually written to Wix and tweeted them several times like, hey, thanks for the gig you just got me. Because I don't know what happened when I got a website. I started getting hit up more and more and more. And I have really good search engine optimization results, or whatever that's called, SEO. So thank you to Wix and all the people over there that are super accessible. If you ever need help over the phone, it's a person in the US of A that you can call, and they're just like, yeah, what do you need? So it's pretty cool. Can't recommend them enough. But new website coming soon in February. Very excited about that. And we are into, 214 days in a row of this daily version of the podcast. If you're brand new to the show, I didn't used to do it daily. I used to do it weekly, then twice a week. And then I said, what the hell, let's do it every day. So coming up on a year, we're about 2/3 into that chunk of time, and it's very exciting because the show gets bigger and better every single day. Got some cool sponsors coming up in February, got brand new patrons rolling in, and if you want to support the show, that is the best way to do it. Go to patreon.com/triviawithbuds, throw a few bucks my way, and I'll throw some cool rewards your way. Stuff like stickers and magnets and t-shirts and a book club that we started in 2019 are all available. And there's a great community of people over there on our Patreon page that you can kind of interact with, especially on our Discord app chat, which you can join for only $1. That's at the $1 reward tier. I send you the link. You could hop in, and we send different stuff back and forth on there for people who really like trivia. Sometimes I post some extra questions or slides from my trivia nights there. I just shared a bunch of pictures that I took from a big photo shoot for the website. A bunch of new promo pictures of me holding up pop culture items and things around different breweries in the Inland Empire area of Southern California. And you can see all those pictures over on the Patreon Discord app chat. So donate $1. And also, I send you a sticker just for joining the dollar tier. That's kind of a little bonus perk for brand new members. Today's episode is all about before and after, and this is a fun thing that I like to do. I like coming up with these myself because I'm always like, oh yeah, that's clever, you know. It's very vain. This is a very vain trivia round for me to do, but I like the puzzles on Wheel of Fortune. I always just feel smart when you figure them out, and I always see people's faces light up at trivia nights. Like I did this round this whole past week, and as soon as I see people get it, they're like, it's like 2 light bulbs go on because you have to kind of come up with 2 answers. So my example for this in the show notes, if you want to read those or just listen to me now, is you'll get 2 clues, something like, it'll say, a sitcom starring Candace Bergen on CBS, and your answer would be Murphy Brown. And then the second part might say a poisonous spider, and that would be a brown recluse spider. And then your answer would be Murphy Brown Recluse Spider. So that's the example I usually use. And that's kind of how this round is going to work. I'm going to read you these 11 questions, and you're going to kind of come up with the dual answers that meet in the middle. Speaking of meeting in the middle, can we get this government shutdown to not be happening anymore? 34 days, is it now? It's crazy. I just read a thing. It said the guy who's in charge of commerce for the country, I don't even know his name. I don't want to know his name. But I watched an interview with him, and he said there's no reason these government employees can't go get a low interest rate payday loan. That's the worst thing you could possibly do. That's the guy that's in charge of money for the country. He's like, yeah, just go get a loan because we don't want to pay you. So I don't get political on this show very often, but I do feel awfully, awfully terrible for the people and families that can't work right now or have to work with no money. That's the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life. I luckily, hopefully, will never have to be in a situation where I'm relying on somebody else, where it's not, I'm not in charge of, when I'm not getting paid. And there's something empowering about that, but I know there's a lot of people that are not in that situation. It's not an easy thing to do, and people have families out there. So if you're listening to this show and you're part of that shutdown, or you need some assistance in any way, and there's something that a lowly trivia host can help you with from the West Coast, drop me a line, ryanbuds@gmail.com. I would love to help you out in any way I can. ryanbuds@gmail.com. And hopefully this mess is straightened out sooner rather than later so these people can do the thing that they're paid to do. I mean, come on. All right, guys, we're going to jump into this whole round about before and after solve the combined word clues. We're going to do that right now. Here we go. All right, before and after round number 1. And why wouldn't it be round 1? There's only one round on this episode. I'm so used to saying, here's round number 1 at live events. It sometimes creeps into my daily lexicon. Here we go. Number 1, before and after. A hit song by Elvis and a Ryan Phillippe movie from 1999. A hit song by Elvis and a Ryan Phillippe movie from 1999. Remember, these are two separate answers that kind of combine in the middle to form a complete answer. A hit song by Elvis and a Ryan Phillippe movie from 1999. Question number 2, a Swayze bouncer movie and one of Netflix's longest running series. Number 2, Swayze bouncer movie and one of Netflix's longest running series. Number 3, the first African Miss America in 1984 and a kitchenware and home goods store usually found at the mall. Number 3, first African Miss America in 1984 and a kitchenware and home goods store usually found at the mall. Question number 4, a famous TV scientist and the director of Snatch. Number 4, a famous TV scientist and the director of Snatch. Number 5, a British sci-fi show and Julia Roberts fairy tale movie from 2012. Number 5, a British sci-fi show and a Julia Roberts fairy tale movie from 2012. Number 6, author who created Atticus Finch and an actress who played Catwoman. Number 6, author who created Atticus Finch and actress who played Catwoman. Number 6. Number 7, Lou Bega's 90s hit and almost halfway through the 12 Days of Christmas. Number 7, Lou Bega's 90s hit and almost halfway through the 12 Days of Christmas. Question number 8, David Mamet's salesman play and Monica's NBC Brothers full name. Number 8, David Mamet's salesman play and Monica's NBC Brothers full name. Number 9, Baloo's pilot cartoon and a game you play at middle school parties. Number 9, Baloo's pilot cartoon and a game you play at middle school parties. Before and after. Number 10, beverage known as the Un-Cola and a George Clooney travel movie. Number 10, beverage known as the Un-Cola and a George Clooney travel movie. The bonus question for this round was to create one for me to guess as the host at my live trivia nights. So if you feel like doing that, you want to come up with your own before and after, tweet it to me at Ryan Buds on Twitter. And I would love to try and solve that at Ryan Buds, RyanBudds on Twitter. You can also email it to me if you're not a big social media savvy person, ryanbuds@gmail.com. Send me your before and after clues. All right, guys, we're going to jump into the answers for the before and after questions right about now. All right, guys, before and after. Number 1, a hit song by Elvis and a Ryan Phillippe movie from 1999. The answer was Don't Be Cruel Intentions. Don't Be Cruel and Cruel intentions? That was the sample question on my website this week. You could have looked that one up if you play live trivia with me in Southern California. Number 2, a Swayze bouncer movie and one of Netflix's longest running series was Roadhouse of Cards. Roadhouse and House of Cards. Number 2. Number 3, the first African Miss America in 1984 was Vanessa Williams, and a kitchenware and home goods store at the mall is Williams Sonoma, so Vanessa Williams Sonoma. Number 4, a famous TV scientist and the director of Snatch, Bill Nye the Science Guy Ritchie. Guy Ritchie also did the Sherlock movies. I like those quite a bit. Number 4, Bill Nye the Science Guy Ritchie. Number 5, British sci-fi show and Julia Roberts fairy tale movie from 2012, Black Mirror Mirror. Never saw that movie Mirror Mirror, and I've seen a few Black Mirror episodes. I hear this Bandersnatch is supposed to be pretty great, where you can choose your own adventure, and I got to watch that soon. Number 6, author who created Atticus Finch and actress who played Catwoman. That was Harper Lee Merriweather. Harper Lee and Lee Merriweather. Lee Merriweather played Catwoman in the Batman 66 series. That did not discourage people from guessing this week Halle Berry and putting Harper Lee Halle Berry, which doesn't make any sense. Number 7, Lou Bega's 90s hit, Mambo. Number 5, and halfway through the 12 Days of Christmas, 5 Golden Rings. Mambo, number 5, Golden Rings. Number 7. Number 8, David Mamet's salesman play and Monica's NBC brother's full name, Glengarry Glen Ross Geller. Glengarry Glen Ross Geller. Number 9, Baloo's pilot cartoon and a game you play at middle school parties. Not really the parties I went to, but Tailspin the Bottle. Tailspin the Bottle. Number 9. I feel like the groups I hung out with in middle school were not making out so much. There was always like one kid who were like, oh man, he's lucky. He's dating that girl. And they would be playing stuff like Spin the Bottle. But I feel like we never got let in on the action. Number 9. Number 10, beverage known as the Uncola and George Clooney travel movie, 7-Up in the Air. 7-Up in the Air. And the bonus, you had to create your own. Let me think of one that somebody did the other day and try and relay it to you to inspire you to send me one. Somebody said a deodorant for old men and or a deodorant for elderly men and a quintuplet UK pop group. So it was Old Spice Girls. Old Spice and Spice Girls. Old Spice Girls. There's a quick kind of dumb example, but you get what to do. If you want to send me one, at Ryan Buds on Twitter or ryanbuds@gmail.com. Guys, thanks so much for listening to this episode. If you like this show, subscribe, hit that button on your device for new episodes every single day. There's always something fun we're talking about on this show in terms of trivia and pop culture and academics. So dive on in. There's 400 other episodes to check out, and I would love for you to listen to every single one of them on your next road trip, on your next gallivant around the country or the world. And it's fun. You can pause it and kind of answer the questions out loud with your partner or your friend and see who gets a higher score. And if you want some real challenges, there's some longer episodes. If you go further back, we did like 50 episodes, or 50 questions on the show Friends, I think, 50 questions on Seinfeld. So some TV shows have some big questions like that. That's it for today. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks for telling a friend. We'll see you tomorrow for more Trivia with Buds. Cheers.